Everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship and the Collins Cup. We're brought to you by Master Spas, Hyperice Form Smart Swim Goggles, UCAN, HOKA, One, Class USA, and the Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Nick Kastelein from Australia. So you're on vacation here.
Yeah, you could say that. I'm on vacation, yeah.
So you don't get to take this thing home.
We'll see. My role is I'm a reserve.
Okay.
So I'm next in line if anyone,
If somebody
forbid,
gets,
COVID or a small injury
injury
or something. So let's not count the trophy out yet.
Okay. All right. Cool. But you've got Challenge Roth next weekend.
I do.
The following weekend.
I do.
Have you done Challenge Roth before?
It was my debut full distance race.
Okay.
Matter of fact, in 2016.
How'd you do?
It was a good experience. I got fifth in 8 hours and 5 minutes, and I was quite happy with that at the time. So I've got good memories and good experience, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
From all the years training with John Frodeno, what have you gained from that?
Too much. A lot of yeah. The guys actually given me, helped me along the way and told me basically everything he knows, all the tricks of the trade.
Yes.
And basically it's been up to me to implement it. So he's been a good mentor.
Yeah, and the fact that he's still so competitive at 40 is pretty impressive.
Are we gonna talk about that? We should talk about that.
Yeah.
He's setting the standard for I mean, when I was younger, when I was a fan of triathlon, in my teenage years, like 40, if an athlete was racing at 40, they were like at the end.
Totally.
They were like, they maybe had one or two good races, not a good Kona, just a good half Ironman or something.
Right.
And now, the guy's breaking 7:30.
Yeah. So he's in a different world.
Yeah, well, different world, and hopefully he sets a standard for those that are coming through.
Yeah, you learn that you have to take care of your body differently.
Yeah,
but it can do amazing things.
Well, trust me, he takes care of his body quite well, I think.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So
we're getting into this sport. Were you an ITU guy to start out?
Yeah, I tried the ITU pathway, and I was never very good at swimming. And
you got to be there in the swim.
Yeah, you do, and it's quite cutthroat, and it's you speak to all the athletes. There's dunking and there's pulling and there's punches, and maybe I just wasn't so aggressive back then, and which is quite funny because now I like swimming is one of my strengths in Ironman racing, and maybe it was just that urgency to want to swim better,
right,
that carried over to long course. So I never want to miss that front group again,
So as a kid growing up, were you a swimmer, cyclist, runner?
Triathlete.
Right from the beginning?
Yeah, well, basically, yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm from a small town called Mudgee. It has a small little triathlon community. My dad was the club president. And from 8 or 9 years old, doing these really small small versions of triathlon, which were really, really good fun.
When you look back, since you've been doing this since you're a kid, what do you look back as your best race, the race that maybe meant the most to you?
It meant a lot to me at the time, but not like in the big scheme of things.
Right.
It's nothing. But I remember qualifying for the Australian Championship when I was 14 or 15. And you got a tracksuit, and you got to travel to Perth, the other side of Australia where I live. And it was just like this whole process of qualification and representation, and I just loved it at the time. So that was my to qualify for that race was
that was it.
The thing that sticks with me, yeah.
And a couple of years ago, you had was it a crash? It was a crash during a race, or?
Yeah. So 70.3 Barcelona.
Okay.
In 2017, I crashed. I broke my collarbone at the end of the bike with about a kilometer to go.
Oh my God.
Had to put my chain back on. My right arm, the one that I broke, didn't work. So I was like trying to play with this chain. Eventually wrecked my bike and had to run the half.
So you still ran?
I ran. Yep, I ran and I finished and I got second. Coincidentally,
with a broken collarbone.
With a broken collar. I didn't know it was broken at
Right.
the time. I mean, it would have looked strange because I'm running through aid stations, and all the aid stations were on my right, the one that I hurt. and I'm reaching over with my left hand over to collect the water and everything because it's Spain, it's quite hot.
Right.
And they're like, why don't you just use this arm, you know? And to them, it would have been a strange thing to witness. And I didn't know it was broken. And so I just thought, okay, you just have to push. If you can still run, you can still finish. And I had good legs that day, and no excuses. Like it bothered me.
You're there. What the hell? Might as well finish.
Yeah, and I was in a good position, and obviously my mate Jan was racing as well, and we had this 1-2 finish, and it was it's a long time ago now, but it's still one of the highlights.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And how long was it before you could race again?
I worked a lot with the physio, actually, Jan's physio, Albert, and we worked every day working with my shoulder and everything, and I raced 9 weeks later in Ironman Zurich 9 weeks later.
And how'd you do?
Yeah, I won it. I won it, yeah. I felt amazing too. It was, the strangest thing.
That is amazing. Because you go into a race like that, probably lower expectations. I just want to get through it. I just want to race again.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was one of those things where I guess you listen to your body so much when you have an injury that you don't want to reoccur. I was just so body aware and focused that I had 9 weeks. 9 weeks to race Zurich, to qualify for Kona, and then, then we'll see what happens. And just one of those days.
So with Challenge Roth next week, and then what's the rest of your schedule?
Who knows?
Yeah,
everything's changing, isn't it? Like,
no,
I do have a schedule. So Challenge Roth, and then I would love to get a spot for Kona for the next year, for the 2022 Kona, because I missed out this year. So there's a race in Mallorca 5 weeks after Roth. We will see. Everything changes, but that's the
goal right now.
That's the plan at the moment. Yeah.
So now, as an alternate, you've got to be sort of at the ready. It's not like you can go out party every night, but you're in a pretty cool resort, and you don't really have much pressure on you right now.
It's actually it's a really good but a really strange feeling at the same time. I love it. Like, I love the energy that you have here, and the best of the best and everything. But I'm not racing. I'm fit because I have to do a full distance race the week after. So I'm ready, and I will be ready if something happens to someone. But I'm just going through the process. I have my girlfriend here. We are just enjoying Slovakia. I'm training. I'm meeting the appointments, and we will see what happens.
How fun is that?
It's quite good.
Now, have you had that Kona experience yet?
I have. But we're going to skip that, Bob.
Okay. Have you had that good Kona experience?
No, that's a better question. No, I have not, and I want it. I want it. Yeah,
you want it bad.
Yeah.
So that hopefully will be 2022.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's crazy because for me, Challenge Roth was one of the bigger races for me this year, and they made the call for Kona 2021. 2 weeks before Challenge Roth, and then I think everyone's starting to think, okay, maybe what's the next big race? Well, let's all go to Challenge Roth. I'm like, oh no, thank you. So
the field got really good.
I think
pretty much overnight.
I don't know exactly, but I know it will be. So it always is.
Yeah,
so.
Who knows? Lionel might jump in. He's doing Ironman every week now.
Yeah. What's the go with that? Like, don't people need to recover or something?
I thought that was a deal that you sort of, if I was talking to a world-class marathoner, they wouldn't be saying, I ran a marathon in July, so I'm going to run another one in August.
No. It's like, it would be absurd. But
silly. But our guys do it like it's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, during my week here, maybe ask for a bit of advice on how to recover between full distance races. It's a bit of a niche.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
hey, well, Nick, thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you, Bob.
Have yourself a great vacation.
Yeah, you too. You got the vacation shirt on.
Exactly. You can have a drink with an umbrella in it and hang out. And
I could. I could maybe without alcohol, but
Oh, come on. No one's going to know.
You're
an alternate. It's not a big deal.
Alternate. Yeah, you're right. We'll hit the bar after this.
So who's your pick in terms of your Team International, I'm guessing?
I'm Team International, and
You've got
I have to stay loyal.
Yes,
So-
even though Jan's on Team Europe.
Who?
Yeah,
No,
see,
no,
there you go.
He would kill me if I said that. So no. Yeah.
Love it. Nick Kastelein has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship and from the Collins Cup. Hold on. We will be right back.